It's your boy God Smoke LA, man. Right here with my brother, my partner, my co-host, man. My heart. You know what I'm saying?
Your boy,
My
Lil
boy
P.
Little P. You know what I'm saying? And
A special guest today.
yeah, man.
Very special guest. I'm excited about this one. I'm happy for this one.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, man.
Some
You were
positive one.
you were responsible on connecting the dots for this. And I appreciate you for that, man. This is amazing.
Appreciate it.
C5, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. What's happening?
Sir.
Dope. What's good with you, C5, man? How you doing, big dog?
Hey, man, God been good to me, bro.
God is always good, man, and it's great to see him good to to everybody, bro. I see you making moves and shit out there, bro.
Word.
Like you really moving, bro. You know,
For real.
so you're getting a lot of momentum, man. You know, so I'm seeing you do mic drops, performance shots, and shit. You know, at big platforms, man. How does that feel right now, big dog?
Man, it feel like right place, right time, right spirit, right mind. Speaking of, man, y'all down to say a prayer? Quick prayer real
Man,
quick
let's
before
do
we
it.
kick
Let's
it
do
off
it,
with a
big dog.
prayer.
Yeah.
Every time I start something with a prayer, bruh, it always go better, man.
That's right.
So, dear God, big homie, the greatest to ever do it, thank you for another day of life. Thank you for getting us all here safely. Thank you for this podcast, this platform. Thank you for this dope compound. Thank you for the dopest podcast host on the planet Earth. Thank you for the sauce. And God, may you use this podcast for your highest purposes. May your will be done. May the conversations be juicy. May we laugh. May we get vulnerable. May it be whatever you want it to be. May we have fun. And yeah, may somebody be inspired by this interview. Man, in Jesus' name we pray. In Yeshua's name we pray. Amen. Alhamdulillah. Thank you, God. Inshallah.
Amen.
Yes, sir. That was beautiful.
Big amen.
Thank you.
I like that, man. That's the first time that any one of our guests want to start the interview with a prayer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I dig that, bro.
Yeah,
I dig that.
tight,
nah, for
that's
sure,
tight.
man. Thank you, bro. Thank you for that.
thank you.
You know what I mean? Here, look, I'll channel a pound through you to you.
Come on.
That's right.
You know? Vibes, baby, because it's all energy.
Yeah.
Mamas.
You know? But yeah, okay. So after that, man, I feel kind of like, I feel like limber, like I just stretched. You know what I'm saying? I just stretched.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Real
saying?
Stretch the spirit.
You know, I feel that. I feel that. You know, recently I've been kind of embracing the power of prayer, more, and I've been trying to involve it in my daily life. More than ever. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely appreciate that, big dog. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
All praise to the Most High for sure.
All praise
You know
to
what I
the
mean?
Most High. Alhamdulillah.
You know, and so like I said, man, we grateful to have you here, big dog, man. Tell us how it feels, big dog, to you said it's the right time, right moment, so it's got to be divine, right? So, I mean, just break us down like the emotions before we kind of break you down, dog. Get to the center of C5.
Yeah.
Man, yeah, like everything just feel like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to be here. Like all the work that I done put in on myself and my career, it just really just feel like, oh, like this makes sense.
Right.
It's like not so surprising. It's more so I'm grateful for it all, and I'm just
I feel that.
watching the fruits of my labor come to fruition. Yeah, man, I'm just taking it in, bro, one day at a time. And
Man, that's dope, bro. You know, it's because it's like it's every rapper's kind of to dream to get, man, to make it, right? And to be on these major platforms, you know.
let's define make it though.
Well, okay, so I wanted to get into that. That's what was coming after, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Because I know in your head, you're far from where you want to be right now. You know what I mean? As far as accolades go, right? Musical accolades. There's a long journey. You're at these big platforms, and there's a long journey ahead of you right now, right? I mean, is that accurate, or are you kind of cool with where you're at right now?
Always want more.
Okay.
Always see more for myself, but I'm grateful for where I'm at.
Right.
I'm happy where I'm at, but I definitely see, like
Bigger picture.
Okay, so
For
what's
sure.
success to you, C5?
to me, success is you get to wake up every day, do what you love to do, and then while you doing it, you being your authentic self. You could be your true self. You don't gotta peel nothing back. You.
Okay.
I think that's what success. Oh yeah, and you can make a living off of what you're
That's
doing
right.
too.
Okay.
Make a living off what
Okay.
you love to do.
Being able to support yourself,
So as far as
Yeah.
us,
doing what you love to do while being yourself
Yeah.
doing it.
Yeah, I think it's tiers to the success, you know, because even if you doing what you love to do and you might not be able to make a living off of it, I think you could be successful because you took the risk on you taking the risk to do what you love to do it fulfill you, and with the intention that it will end up supporting you.
you succeed, you could succeed in that way. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I think
How
that's
close
success.
do you feel you are to success right now?
I'm feeling real successful, man. I think success is just being grateful too, just to wake up in the morning, like, and just to be in good spirits. And success is treating people right, and you got good relationships. You building bridges. You putting good things into the world. Like I dropped my album. I feel successful from what I'm putting out to the world, and the messages I'm putting out. I feel successful. I feel successful that y'all want to interview me. I feel successful that I got food in my fridge, a roof over my head. So
Right.
I think it's really it's like a lot of levels to it, a lot of layers to it. But I definitely feel successful, man.
That's right.
I feel successful that I kept going. I didn't quit.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's dope. I think it also
Everybody's quality of life is different.
Yeah, it
You
depends
know what I'm
on the
saying?
person.
What your
different
quality
people.
of life is, yeah.
Because certain people, depend on what they have struggles with or what they have a hard time getting by or doing. If you could get through life without having that struggle, that's like you've successfully made it in a way.
I feel like, okay, so we asked you kind of like that was kind of like what success like in life to you, right? What success in the music business look like to you?
Like being able to be your true self.
Okay, still, and
Being
still,
able to be
and
your
then just
true self.
and be let it be lucrative enough to where you can live off it, being yourself.
Yeah, I feel like that's another level. But even just being like having the courage to be your true self, no matter what nobody else doing, and you able to do that, even just starting there, I feel like, all right, that's some success there. And then having it become lucrative is another level of success.
I mean, I guess when you feel like that, you can never fall off. Huh? Like you can't never really fall off if because your definition of success does not depend on musical your regular accolades. One would say, right?
Or touching the people too,
You know,
like you
okay.
impacting
Okay,
the
that's cool.
people. That's
Okay, so that's real hip hop.
success.
So you got a
Yeah.
hip hop heart. That's what that is. You know what I'm saying? Because it seems to me, because hip hop to me, a job of a hip hop artist is to positively affect
The community,
the people
the
around
people,
you,
the
everybody
listeners,
in the
yeah.
environment around you, right? That's hip hop. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's about the people for me, man.
You know what I mean?
dope.
And that's good, And so what I see from what I've seen, you spitting and shit, you spit real life shit. You know what I'm saying? You talk about struggles, you bring up moms and shit, So it's like, I like that. I like the substance inside the music, right?
Definitely.
How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
31.
31. Okay, cool.
Yeah, 31
Okay.
years time.
Man, that's pretty okay. So that's you're pretty young, bro, to have that way of thought.
Yeah.
As far as how you view quality of life and what success is to you. You know what I'm saying? Because at 31, you know what I mean? A lot of cats still have that mind state like, yo, I'm trying to get this bag. I'm trying to get this bread. And that's all I'm worried about. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I know cats older than that are still like that, haven't achieved that mind state. You know what I mean? So that's a good mind state to have, dog, because as you become more successful in this music shit, dog, a bunch of shit can question your morals, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Man, trust me, I've been tested a bunch of times.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
man, I
What's
feel
a big
like
test that you've had right now, as far as questioning your morals?
a big test that I have right now.
Them hoes throwing themselves at you yet, dog?
Yeah,
Keep it real.
yeah, young ladies definitely have
Yeah?
you know what I'm saying.
What about the old ladies?
Older
Don't
women.
lie, dog. Don't
Definitely
front.
older women for
We let them
sure.
older ladies,
I've
man.
had my fair share. I've had my fun.
Where the
Right
three eyes
now,
at?
I'm not on that journey, and I feel like
Well, I'm feeling that's the challenge, right? It's gonna be a challenge.
Oh,
So that's the
yeah,
question, right?
yeah,
What challenges you morally up in it? You know what I'm saying?
Right
Like,
now, you're on the celibate tip, right?
yeah, I'm on my celibacy journey
how
right
did you
now.
find that out? Did you like say that? I mean, you obviously had to say that, right?
I said
Like,
that.
how did you know that?
I follow.
You know what I mean?
I follow. You know,
All
I
right,
follow.
all right, dog. Let me find out. All right, okay, so like, how'd that come about, dog?
Oh
Because man, how
um,
you get like how you not want sex and shit, you know?
Oh, I never said I didn't want it.
Ah, okay,
Yeah, I
we
never
get it
said I
somewhere. We
didn't
get it
want
somewhere.
it. Yeah,
This is how we get somewhere, right?
Celibacy don't mean you don't want it. I'm just
Okay.
exercising discipline. And then I heard somebody,
To
I heard
not
this quote.
do it.
Yeah, I heard this quote. It said, "Discipline is choosing between what you want now and what you want most."
Okay.
So right now,
Okay.
I'm exercising discipline for what I want most, and why I started or chose to go on the celibacy journey is after my last relationship.
Abstinence.
Yeah. So we broke up, and then usually what I would do is I just jump to the next thing.
Right,
But then the next thing it'd be the same thing, and the next thing after that it'd just be the same dynamics.
Okay.
But then God put on my heart, put on my spirit, hey, take time for you, lock in with you, and process what just happened.
Okay.
So you don't end up there again, and you know where you could know what you want. So that's what it been real enlightening. Like the time that I had not being with a woman has enlightened me on what I actually do want in a woman and what I don't want. And just I'm just getting to know me more, because when you with somebody all the time, you not really experiencing your whole self.
Right.
So I've been experiencing like my full self, bruh, and I'm seeing how powerful I am, and I'm kicking some addictions. I've talked about it before, but porn. I was addicted to porn, aka also sex. So it's like I've been overcoming that, and it took for me to be alone and locked in with myself, bruh.
All right, man.
And I'm getting closer to the Most Highs.
Nah, I appreciate.
Got more discernment, like,
I appreciate that, man. I know it's hard.
oh man,
Gotta be hard.
What? For sure, but it's worth it, bro.
Right.
It's where I felt the benefits of just even how long I've been doing it, and I feel the benefits now. I'm addicted to the benefits. I'm addicted to the rewards.
I feel
of it.
that, dog. I feel that, dog. That's how I feel about saving money. You know what I mean? For real. That's how I felt about saving money, dog. Like when like for the longest, I used to just blow through cash. You know what I mean? Like I could get 100 bands and blow through that motherfucking dog in a couple months and shit with my dogs. You know what I mean? Family, everything, dog. If I'm up, everybody's up, dog. We're doing crazy shit, right? So I it's like I started feeling like, yo, I would never save shit. So I started saving a little bit here and there, you know what I mean? And then I'd look at the bank and see it grow, you know what I'm saying? And then I would take it all out the bank and I would hold it. And then I go put it right back in the bank, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Fire. I like that.
You know,
I
and I
like
would
that.
do that, and I would watch it grow, bro, and I watch it grow. But to me, it wasn't only about watching; I had to feel it, so I take it out and like, yeah, man, like, yeah, bro. And I don't know how much of a sin it was me putting that much power into the money like that, like, yeah, you know. But to me, it was more than just like the money aspect of it. You know what I'm saying? It was the ability to take care of my family and to you know what I'm saying? And then I got addicted to watching that grow. You know what I'm saying? Man,
I feel that.
you know?
Oh, that just reminded me too, bro. What got me on this journey is, man, I read this verse in the Bible. It said you can't have two masters, and I feel like women was like a master. I didn't even know. Like I was like, women was my God.
Ooh, that's kind of deep.
I'm-
You was
I'm
worshiping.
with
You
God.
was definitely worshiping women.
It had a
And,
hold over me.
You know what I mean? Yeah. That's
Yeah.
crazy, huh?
Putting it before my purpose. My purpose is connected to God. So it's
Right.
like, Nah, man. God,
So you had to take
you
that
my
out.
master.
Right?
Yeah.
You had to subtract some shit real quick to see kind of like the bigger equation.
Yeah.
Like, yo, hey, man, so if I'm worshiping something else, right? When I'm supposed to be worshiping the Most High, and the Most High is connected to my divine
purpose,
my purpose,
yeah.
right? Then it only makes sense for me to take out what's in the middle. You know what I'm saying? To what's blocking that.
Yeah, until
You know what I
I'm
mean?
ready. I gotta, so I feel like I'm in boot camp with God right now. We in boot camp. We
Dang.
getting prepared for everything to come because I can't get what he got for me until he could trust me. He know that I'm ready for it.
That
Because
you'll
I feel
handle it.
like with me, he like, hey,
It's on his time.
it's on his time,
Yeah.
bruh. So I feel like that's why everything unfolding like it is
Okay.
because he like,
That's right.
okay, you are you ready for this, huh?
Mm.
I see your work, huh?
And he starts seeing the blessings come down.
Come on, man. Yeah.
That's dope, man.
Yeah,
That's
dope.
dope.
Just to see, like going forward, when you do, find a relationship and you do finally, decide to get, intimate with a woman again. Like, what do you see? Like,
You gonna beat the cheeks off that chick, dog?
like what do you see that'll be different? Like in that in that aspect of not letting it control you anymore, not.
Well, that in itself, you would think, right?
But not
You know
just
what I
that,
mean?
but more like how you said, finding yourself, finding what you do like, what you don't like, and then going into the relationship, you like basically loving yourself now instead of before it was just you chasing the woman. How do you see it unfolding in the relationship, or what do you want it to be like? What do you see that coming into?
Oh, like what's the dynamic look like?
Yeah, like what do you
Yeah,
feel? Because I always, like, my bad not to cut you off, but like I'm on a not so deep of a spiritual journey, because I don't know about celibacy right now, but I've thought of that and thought like, when I do fix myself, when I do go find a partner that or whatever the fuck, or when my partner is ready, whatever, like how is that gonna look if I'm like not going into the relationship the same way I was before? So like what am I gonna be? What are we gonna be? Like, am I like, so is it just about me and then she gotta follow, or am I not like that whole shit?
I think the benefit of something like that would be, like love is like is when your soul recognizes its counterpart, right, in another being, right? That's what I think. So, like, if one was to subtract himself out of a toxic situation to work on himself, right, and I would think that the woman that you would attract would be one that kind of aligns with you, is the counterpart to you, the new counterpart, right? You know what I mean? Because you get what you give out, right? You get what you put out, you know what I mean? And you're putting out a whole different type of energy. You're putting out a whole different type of person. You know what I'm saying? And that's going to attract you know what? It's not necessarily going to attract the one that it might attract the one that you need, but it's definitely going to attract a bunch of ones that you don't need.
Oh, what I'm doing now is it's gonna attract the ones
Yeah,
that
bro.
I don't need.
Yeah, how many women are attracted to a man that is disciplined enough to stay away from sex? A man that does not need a woman attracts a whole different class of woman. You know what I mean? Attracts a real woman. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden, women, with these different types of women who aren't toxic, who have goals, who have aspirations. You know what I'm saying? Are looking at you now like, huh? Like, look at this man. Look at this man right here. Look at this strong chocolate brother right here. You know what I'm saying?
Strong,
you know what I
healthy
mean?
black man.
You know what I mean? But so, I feel like, like that's gonna be one of the benefits of you working on yourself, big dog, is the different type of woman that you're gonna attract by working on yourself. You know what I mean? Simply by the energy you're gonna, that you're gonna emit.
Oh, facts. Yeah, when you was talking, I was like, yeah, right now I'm discovering my self-worth, and I'm cultivating it. It's
That's major,
it's
bro.
building, because I feel like it was very low, my self-worth, bro. So I would accept things, indulge in things that just wasn't good for me, or ignore little, them red flags. Now I'm on it. Like, what?
Right.
I know I'm
Holly,
him.
yeah.
I know I'm him. I'm not ever questioning it again. This time alone has solidified that. And I know I'm gonna definitely get tested, but that's what this time is for. I'm gonna be ready for the test. I'm like I said, God just preparing me. So, but yeah, man, it's gonna be beautiful when it is time.
That's
It's gonna
right.
be amazing.
Hell yeah. That's right.
For real, bro.
Yeah,
You're probably gonna be like only last like 2 pumps. You know what I'm
I
saying?
don't think so. I think I'm
I
gonna do
don't
my
know, dog.
Dougie.
It's like doing a bunch of time and shit, bro. You might, man.
I think
You
it's
might get
different.
that. I mean, but put it like this though. But if it lasts much longer than that, it was whack. I'm just saying.
What was what?
The pussy.
Not
If
necessarily.
I'm fucking for that, if I gotta fuck for up to an hour, bro, the pussy was whack. G. It's over. It was whack.
Nobody said it. I ain't say an hour.
You know what I'm
But
saying?
it's
He
gonna
just
be it's gonna be heavenly.
I
It's
think
gonna
I.
be lit.
Oh shit.
It's gonna be lit, bro. Y'all ever prayed before y'all had sex?
No,
It's lit, bro.
I feel like that was like the wrong thing to do. Right before I
you
do
gotta
it.
invite God
Because
in.
I feel that, right? But I felt like I feel like that was probably something that I want to do with like my wife.
You're the right one, yeah,
Right?
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But even if you did it with the wrong, like something might happen where it'd be like you don't need to
bring
be.
God in, man. Yeah, I feel that.
like,
I feel
yeah.
that. God might protect me from
I
the
feel like
clap
you
or some
gotta-
shit. You know what I'm saying?
Facts, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That's right.
Damn. I'm
That's
gonna do that from now on.
But,
That might scare some.
Put God in the
scare
mix,
some-
it's always more lit.
yeah.
Nah, I feel that, dog. I'm just clown. I like to clown, but nah, I definitely feel that. But I definitely haven't prayed before sex.
Try
But
that.
that's something that I gotta do.
Yeah, try it. You
Don't-
got a
don't
lady.
be lying.
Yeah.
That shit
Let me
out.
hear a
And
liar,
then do it,
bro.
and then do it with your if you do it with your lady too. Crazy, bro.
Just pray with it, then pray on it.
Man.
Then pray on it. That's crazy. Man.
Word.
So speaking of prayer and as far as spirituality goes, you're not too religious, right? You're more spiritual than religious, or do you follow any,
And what's the difference between for you?
That's a good question. Man, I just say I'm a child of the Most High.
That's right.
I feel like religion, it's like a group.
Almost cultish. In some
Yeah,
ways.
a little bit.
It gets
But
that
yeah,
way.
damn, what's the difference between spiritual and religious? Well, I think religious folks are spiritual. I think we all spiritual, bro. We
Yeah.
all spirits.
Mm-hmm.
What we doing? What they say? We human beings we spiritual beings having a human experience. So we all technically spiritual,
Right,
whether you
right.
in denial about it or not.
Uh-huh.
But the difference between religion, what y'all think the difference is?
I think it's the specific set of beliefs.
Yeah.
You know,
Mm.
kind of when you're locked into a certain set of beliefs. You know what I mean?
Oh,
I think
yeah,
that's more of
yeah.
like a
No
religious.
range.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I think when you're more spiritual, you it's like a broader spectrum of belief.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
More open.
more open.
Yeah.
You know, and more
More range.
energetic, vibrational,
More-
rather than like
Just stuck. Not stuck, but what I learned was religion comes from I think was the Latin root religare or something. But even that, I think it comes from like meaning to be bound, or like you're kind of bound to a book in a way. So whatever book you're kind of going. That's if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, you guys fucking help me out. But if it was either Latin or Greek, no, I know the word Bible.
well, if it's
comes
Greek,
from
then
Greek.
it's Latin
Yeah,
for sure.
Bible for sure comes from Greek because it's biblos, and that means like a book of text, like a bunch of text,
So Latin for sure.
But religare, which religion, that would it means like to be bound to a book, bound to whatever belief. So I think
So like a specific set. Yeah.
yeah,
okay,
in that
I
way
feel
you
that.
kind of are. With certain religions, Catholics, Christians, you're going by this book. Not all of them are going to bring in the Quran and just be like, hey, let's cross reference here. And same with same with Muslims, they're not going to pull out the fucking Bible and be like, oh, okay, I like this verse, even though it's not,
I always thought religions were like just like a big tree, right? Like you got all these branches, right? But all the branches all lead back
one
to the
thing.
one thing,
Mhm.
and that's God. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All the branches, no matter what way you look at it, you'd go to any religion, it all boils down to God. We all have the same, same stories, biblical stories and stuff like that. Just different names on different characters, different. You know what I
Certain
mean?
different ones, yeah.
Yeah, bro, and it's nuts. So I think when you're now, here's a question that I got though. God, right? God is, if you believe in God, is that more spiritual or is that religious?
I think depending on how you approach it, though. Again, like if you're strictly calling God Allah, or if you're calling God
But what if you're
something
spiritual
else.
in the point to where you just you believe that our spirits exist from energy? We're all energy, right? And we all come from, just a manifestation of just energy. And what
Then
then is there a God still? Like but then if it's God is God, God is God because of religious beliefs make it so.
not necessarily. Like I said, religion again. I
I'm
think it
tripping
goes-
right now.
I think
Am I
the
fucking
religion
tripping?
goes to how you said had the set of rules, set of text,
Right,
what you're
right, right,
following
right.
in that book.
And that's the difference between religion and I
Yeah,
feel
'cause
that.
you-
I can
I
feel
like
that.
how you said like we all like cross referencing what everybody believes in something the Most High. Okay, that's something that isn't. You can't just say, oh, that's only for this book. Now everybody believes. Different people believe in the Most High somewhere. So
I think that that's one thing that everybody, because there's a lot of conflictions between religious beliefs, belief systems. You know what I mean? But I think that that's one thing that everybody could kind of come together under is the fact that we all believe that there's a God.
yeah,
I think religion is a plug to the source, not yeah, like
Ooh.
religion is like a plug to the
Not the
source.
source, but a plug to the source.
Yeah, it's a way,
Mm.
a way to the source. But I think I don't know. I get a lot of the feeling like the religion is the source. Like,
Huh.
but
But no, it's
But
just
God is
getting
the
you to
source,
there.
right? Yeah, but
yeah,
God is the source, right?
source, man.
So
getting you
it's
to
what's getting you to that, right? Like
That's why I don't knock people different religions and all that because like I said, you believe in something that helping you get there, cool. I don't knock nobody's beliefs or none of that shit. As
But
long as it's for the positive and it's getting you there,
Yeah,
that's dope.
Yeah, that's
that
the
part.
time I'm on.
You know what I'm saying? That part. As long as it's for the positive, then we all good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Believe what you want to believe in, right?
I just
Right?
don't like those
What was that?
ones that get like super,
Was that Menace to
judgmental and
Society?
shit.
Right? Menace to Society when he's talking to the dude about his son and he's like, yo man, if it's Jesus or if it's Allah, bro, whatever helps, whatever makes him a better man. Whatever
Yeah.
makes him
I
a
like
good man, a
I
better
like
man.
that. I like that.
You know what I'm
saying.
saying? Like I'm all for it.
Whatever making you a better man, on mamas.
Straight
I'm not about to come in and try to tell you what not to believe, what you should believe. Nah, you should do what you feel in your heart, and I'm gonna do the same. And if you accept me where I'm at, and I accept you where you at, we could both coincide, and we could be friends. We could do our thing. You know what I'm saying, or not. But we could just be at peace. But I'm not about to be telling you this is right and that's wrong. I don't believe in that. Unless, you know what I'm saying, like if people was curious and like they want my take on something and maybe I could right here, you know what I'm saying, this is what I abide by. And if that resonate with you, then cool. But I don't think I'm not about to be telling you what's right and what's wrong because at the end of the day, who really know? I know what feels right and wrong for me. You might got a different confliction in your heart.
But I think that's I think that's what the true freedom about, of the whole thing is that, what we do. I mean, right. We could say we don't know what true right and wrong is, but I think we were blessed with a kind of universal knowledge of what really right and wrong kind of is. And the gift of free will between those two things, you know what I'm saying? Between the universal knowledge of right and wrong and the gift of free will, right? We are open. We are set up to be either the best or the worst a person that we can be. You know what I mean? And we have the freedom to do that. You know? But along with those freedoms, you know what I'm saying, comes with the freedom of being able to know what's not like what you're doing is right. You know what I'm saying? Being able to see what you're doing is right, if it's right or wrong. You know what I'm saying? But that could be a gift or a curse. You know what I mean? To some people, it's a gift. To some people, it's a curse, bro. You know
I
what
think
mean?
everything a gift and a curse.
Yeah.
Everything a gift and a curse. Yeah.
That's dope. I like that.
It's like all right, so
Give me an example, man.
I'll give you an example. All right, a rapper, you are a rapper. You get all this, you could get all this fame, you get all this money, but it also come with things that, that you that might be like
Motherfuckers trying to rob you, fucking bitches trying to set you up, all kind of fucked up shit.
yeah. It could be that. It could be people always asking you for money.
Yeah.
It could be man, you don't never get a break. You can't go to the grocery store because you so famous. Just little things like that.
See that with everything. That's dope.
Well, then it's
Yeah,
perception.
I feel like everything. It's like a dichotomy to everything.
I feel it.
Yeah.
I feel it. I feel it. I feel like there's always, but I also feel like there's always the ability to perceive something and how you want to perceive it. You know what I'm saying? You could always perceive those curses to be wins in some sort of way. You know what I'm saying? Optimism will kill that.
Mindset.
Yeah,
Mindset
you know what I mean? Like, you know,
Yeah.
if for every curse, there's an optimistic way to kind of to view it. I think.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel like I
Perception is
always say
wild.
every burden is a blessing in disguise.
Woo.
Like the worst things that happen to me end up being the best things that could ever happen for me.
Yeah. What is one of the worst things that's ever happened to you, dog? That turned out to be a blessing.
Wow.
Yeah, we going in.
Man, I remember I was when I was getting in trouble back in high school, I had caught a case. I got caught with a loaded firearm. I was like 16, 17, and I went to jail. And I went to jail on a Friday, and then I had court on a Monday, and they was gonna let me out. But then my mom seen I wasn't remorseful. I guess she felt in her spirit I was gonna get out and just do the same thing, or maybe even be worse. So they was about to let me out, and she told them, "Nah, keep them in." And they ended up keeping me in. I ended up staying end up doing like a whole like month. And through that month, I got to see. I was mad in the moment, but I got to see like, nah, bro, it's boring. It's boring. I don't want to ever come back here. I'm cool. That weekend, I didn't really get to had a full experience. That week, I was probably gonna get out and be like, man, that's nothing. That's nothing.
Some stripes and shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like that's nothing. But I got to sit down that whole month and be like, nah, bro, this is boring. This ain't for me. This for the birds. And that was what helped me turn my life around and go in a whole different direction.
Shout out to Mom Dukes, man, for that.
Yeah, shout out
for
to
that
moms.
lesson, for sure.
Yeah.
You know, because that's a hard lesson, man. Not only is it a hard lesson on you, man, but I only could imagine how hard it was on moms, bro, to have to say, you know what, nah, man, that's my baby right there. Keep him. You know, he needs this lesson.
Yeah.
You know
See,
what
it was
I'm
like a
saying?
blessing and a curse.
Yeah,
Or a curse
no,
and
I
a
feel that. No,
blessing.
I feel that. No,
You know
I feel
what I'm
that. And I agree. You know what I'm saying? But the people out there need an example.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Straight up.
You know, and so like I agree with you, dog. You know, I could kick a million, instances where curses became blessings.
Yeah,
You
come
know
on,
what I'm
talk to me, man. Y'all got to give one
Okay.
too, man.
Yeah. All right. So at 14, I got kicked out of my house when I was 14. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to get into the specific situations, but I was fucking up, man, and I was getting into trouble a lot. And the man who raised me, man, who I call dad, he's not my biological father, but I call him. He's my pops, man. So he raised me, so he's dad. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not too sure if me not being his biological son played a part in him kicking me out, but I like to think that it didn't. I like to think that he would have done that with his biological son. You know what I'm saying? But that's besides the point. At 14, I was kicked out, and my dad told me, put all your shit in a bag, man, and whatever you can't fit in that bag, I'm gonna sell. You know what I mean? And so that's what I did, man. I went and got a trash bag, man, and and I remember he made me put back the bags that I had got because they were the expensive bags. They were the ones with the handles and shit, and he was like, "Nah, I paid good money for those. Use the other trash bags. You know what I'm saying? The dollar store bags, And all right, so I put my school books in there. You know what I'm saying? And then I put, my clothes and shit. And I took off. And I looked at him, and I shook his hand. I said, "You have a nice life, sir." You know what I mean? And I shook his hand and I took off, man. It was like 2 a.m, man. It was raining, And so I took off. And that right there was a blessing in disguise, bro.
Mm.
Um, not only did I see like the reaction to my actions, right? Because my actions weren't the best. I was getting in trouble all the time. I was fighting, I was, hanging around, we had a crew and shit. We was doing dumb shit, getting drunk and doing drugs and fucking and all the madness, being a teenager, you know what I mean? And we was doing all that, so I got to see, like what happens when you push like that, bro, and you don't want to do better. You know what I mean? So I start to see that everybody has a breaking point. You know what I mean? And my dad's breaking point that was there. I hit that breaking point. You know what I'm saying? So not only did I get to realize like, yo, like you could push people that you love to do things that they normally wouldn't do just by being a piece of shit to people that you love. You know what I'm saying? And I saw that at an early age, man. And so, but then a lot that came with it. You know what I'm saying? I matured a lot faster. I was on my own. I was, I saw life for what it really was, and not this, through rose-colored lenses. You know what I'm saying? So it helped me grow up. It helped me be more responsible. It helped me be more remorseful. It helped me be more humble. You know what I mean? And so all those are blessings, man, and all those are lessons learned, bro, through something that I took as a curse at the time, but I ended up getting blessings out of it, man. You know what I mean? It's wild. Something like moms, like moms did with you, Like I can only imagine, you know what I'm saying? When I looked back in my dad's face, and he was kicking me out, you know what I'm saying? Like I saw the pain in his eyes. You know what I'm saying? I saw the pain in his eyes. Like he wanted to cry, bro, but he, like he was standing on business. You know what I mean? Like moms was. You know what I mean?
It remind me of that this verse where it say, "Yeah, you might not understand now, but you'll understand later." I feel like, man, it's like the story of my life.
Yeah, man, it's crazy, bro. And I didn't understand that, because he would always tell me, man, you know what I mean? He goes, "You're gonna have a kid, man. It's gonna put you through what you put me through. You know what I mean? Just watch. You know what I mean?" He goes, "You ain't gonna know now, but you're gonna know later. You're gonna feel it later." You know what I mean? Woo! And my 17-year-old be giving me a run for my money right now.
For real?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, but
Yeah.
but I wouldn't have it any other way, man. This is lessons. Obviously, these are lessons that God thinks that I still need to learn. G.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm going through it. You know what I mean? And I think that what makes you a successful parent is when your kids turn out better than you.
So
You know what I'm saying?
You think so? You
Yeah.
think you so?
Yeah.
Are determined better than you?
A better person, better. You know what I'm saying? They learn from your mistakes. They take the mistakes that you've made, the pain that you've went through, and use it to learn not to go through it. You know what I mean? To take to learn the lessons.
All the shit you
All the
slack
shit
on,
that
they
you
don't
fucked
slack
up
on. They
You
fucking
know what I'm
do.
saying?
And
Yeah,
they,
man. Yeah.
So if they don't do that, you would say that they're not a successful parent or not a good parent?
Not a good parent, not a successful parent. I feel like if your kid isn't a better person than you are, I think that you failed as a parent, man.
Man, you don't think that's pretty harsh?
I think it's definitely harsh, but having kids ain't for the weak. You know what I'm saying? Having kids is harsh, bro. You know what I'm saying? Raising this world is harsh, bro. So it's like that's our job. But you don't think that that's your job as a parent is to make sure that your kid comes out better than the type of person you are. If they came out better than you, right, and grow up to be a better person than you, then you taught them right. Then they learned.
I think my job is to be the best example for him.
Right.
And,
right.
Yeah.
And I think through being the best example, they're gonna be a better person than you.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You feel me? So I feel that, and I totally agree with you.
I tell my son that
You know what I
shit
mean?
all the time. Dog, be better than me. You see me doing this shit, don't look right. Do better when you get older. Don't do the same shit I'm doing. Like,
But how can he? They gonna do what you do though, even though you. Because I be seeing a lot of people. They be like, "Hey, don't do this," but they be doing
That's
it.
the irony, right?
Yeah.
That's the irony behind it. Is
but
that
I think that
he gonna
comes
do
with,
exactly what you told him not to do.
I think that
you
comes
doing.
with explanation. Like, I think as kids, we got older and started doing shit that we seen our parents do is because we didn't get explained to us like, oh, you don't do this because or such and such, or because this, and that. Or like with smoking, like I never asked my dad, hey, why do you smoke? What's the reason why you get high? Like, I was just like, I just want to get high like everybody else. Let me go get high. Like, and I think if you explain to the kids, like, look, I yell at you is because I'm overwhelmed, I'm overstimulated, it's not right. I don't want you to be this way. That could like set up their mind to be like, okay, look, well, when I start getting overstimulated, I don't want to be like dad. I don't want to do that. Like there's shit that my dad did in his relationship with my mom that I don't do to this day because I know, not just because I know it's wrong, but just because, I was sat down by him like, look, what I'm doing right now, this shit ain't cool. I know it's wrong, but you don't do this shit. Shit like that. Like I understood that. Other shit, yeah, that I seen him do, and I'm not gonna say, but I ended up doing later on is because I feel like it's because, yeah, he didn't take that time to be like, hey, don't fucking do this, don't do that. There's certain shit that I've seen him do, and he's told me, hey, don't fucking do this, and I still did, but it's not as much as I think if, like, when it's hidden, when they try to, because it makes, as kids, we're curious and want to be like, well, why do you do this and I can't? Like, if you sit there and I think you explain to these kids and tell them, look, don't do this because fuck you see me as a hypocrite, whatever. No, I'm telling you because I'm going through it. I'm doing it now, and I'm not only am I not liking it for me, but I would definitely not like it for you, and this is why, and let them see like, oh shit, okay, all right, I understand why, and it sets them up. I think in my opinion, because I have an 18-year-old, my daughter, she's already grown, and from shit that I've seen that I've set up in her head, and I was like, okay, that shit, it kind of does work. Like she don't smoke weed now, she's tried it and asked and this and that, but she's not. Like she wasn't sneaking out to go do it. She wasn't trying to go get high with other people. Like, that and with other examples, but I think you could kind of set that up in that way.
I like that.
You so deep. Nah, for real though. You know what I mean? Because it's like if you did the fact that you're giving your kids an explanation, and that made and you know what the cool part about that is that my pops growing up, he was real verbal with me, you know what I mean, and he explained everything. He was real intellectually like in touch with me. He really was like broke it down and why he was like that and why, and that helped me a lot, right? That helped me a lot, and he was like that because his dad wasn't like that with him. Right? And I could see how it helped me. Right? I could see how it helped me. So I'm like that to a certain extent with my kid. But I think at the end of the day, wisdom only comes from experience.
A lot of it, yeah. Definitely. Fuck
Most of it, yeah, okay. I mean, not all of it. Right?
Yeah, it depends on like the
But
kids
most
if
of
they
wisdom
can fucking
comes
listen.
from experience, man.
I
How you
agree.
feel about that? You know what I'm saying? Like
Wisdom, yeah. For
wisdom
sure.
is experience in action.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel like God could give you wisdom too.
How
Even,
so?
Maybe even without the experience.
Right? Because they got a saying, man. And like any fool could learn from his mistakes, but it takes a wise man to learn from the fool.
Facts.
I like that.
Hey, we kicking some gems today, dog.
I like that.
Hey, so do y'all think? All right. So do y'all think? What y'all think is more powerful?
Okay.
Like a parent who is leading by example,
Okay.
or a parent who is kind of what we was talking about, like they kind of doing the things and telling, they doing the things that they don't want their kid to do. Because I've also,
Oh, that's a good question.
I know, because I've also
crazy question.
chose this route, because seeing what I don't want,
Right.
like a lot of my family, as far as like eating habits and stuff like that, or smoking cigarettes. I seen my pop smoking cigarettes all the time and drinking beer. I seen he had the beer belly, and I was like, I never want that. So it's like, man, which one y'all think is? Because leading by example could be a lot of pressure too. It could put a lot of pressure. Yeah, so
I think it depends on who's the most present in that child's life. You have to be present, like, and then like I said, along with the explanation and maybe, I mean, it has to be something too that kid is like, yeah, I don't want that, like how you said, because I've seen that too, like with shit that my dad does, and I'm just like, yeah, I don't want that. I don't want to do that. It could be,
But But you ain't answer his question.
Which one's better?
His question is,
Or
what force
maybe-
is more powerful? You know what I mean? Like, what's more powerful to your kid? You know what I'm saying? A parent
Leading by example.
parent leading
or-
by example, or a parent saying, "Do as I say, not as I do." You know what I'm saying? Right? Which one's more powerful? I think they both hold an equal amount of power, man.
Yeah, it just
They're
depends
both
on the
super
parent.
powerful, bro. Because your
parenting.
kid will look at you and challenge you. You know what I'm saying? I
Either
think it's,
way, huh?
I think it's how early you kind of instill that in your child.
Because
growing up.
you'll see
You know what I'm
kids
saying?
that grow
I
up.
think it's the
and-
values. I think it's how early you instill those values growing up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you know?
you see kids grow up in those, nice homes, nice lives, and the dad has he's an accountant or a lawyer, and mom's is a nurse or something, and they end up being,
They wilding.
yeah, just some wild shit. Like it's still it's something in the equation that needs to go down for sure.
I think that presence, what you said,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
very
definitely.
No,
important.
Being
that's
there,
definitely,
like-
you know what I'm saying? That's definitely a factor. Being there is one of the most important factors. But I'm speaking as how powerful it is for a parent that is there, right? Because if you're not there, we already know that your kid ain't gonna fucking, it ain't gonna listen to you.
Yeah,
You ain't gonna
you
listen.
could
It ain't.
be
You're showing
Superman,
you're
ain't you?
showing the shit of an example. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? You're not there.
You could
So
be
we're
a-
speaking of parents that are there, right? Parents that are there. Like, what is more powerful for that? You know what I mean? I've seen both, bro. Though, you know what I
I
mean?
know it might not.
I've led by example and seen my kid do it. You know what I mean? And then I've told my kid some shit that she knew that that I was jiving about. You know what I mean? Like she's like, no. I seen you do the opposite just the other day. You know what I mean? And that gave, you know what I mean? That gave her the confidence enough to kind of go against the grain. You know what I mean? I've seen passion in both.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've seen the ability to sway them in both instances. It's kind of crazy. So what do you do?
It's the way you approach the kid, the way that the kid takes shit in, and because like I said,
But it's nuts though, because I got my ass whooped as a kid. I got my ass whooped as a kid, man.
Me too.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why I don't whoop
not
on my
going-
kids.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
You see what I'm saying? That's why I don't, bro. You know what I mean? I got a daughter, right? My mom didn't give a fuck. She was beating everybody the same, bro. You know what I mean? Boy, girl, it didn't matter, bro. You was getting beat up, and that was it. You know what I'm saying? My pops, same shit, man. You get slapped in your face if you know what I'm saying. He slapped his daughters just like he slapped me. You know what I mean? So that and that was that. But you know what? I would never do that to my kids. You know what I mean? I swear to God, I'll never slap my daughter in the face like that. She's caught some whooping. She's caught a belt whooping or two in her life. You know what I'm saying? Trust that and believe that. You know what I mean? And she might before it's all over again. You know what I mean? But I'll never hit my daughter, never strike my daughter like that, and I'll never hit her because you know what? I'm not gonna normalize that type of shit because I think that shit mirrors itself in relationships. You know what I mean? And if she ends up with a man, you know what I mean? I don't want him. If God forbid he puts his hand on her and slaps the shit out of her, and she normalizes that because you know what? Her dad did that when she was young. You know
I
what I'm
don't
saying?
think it's cool. Ooh, wow, you just.
You know what I mean? Like,
Wow.
straight up.
you know,
Wow,
like,
bro.
and that's why I can't do it. Can't do it.
Ooh. Damn, bro. Even you just made me think about because I done been in so many toxic relationships where the woman was actually hitting me. And I was like, man, now you just made me think, was I
Moms was whooping
accepting
that
this
ass,
because
man.
my mom was tearing me up, bro?
Yeah, bro. And in your
That's
way, it's the
crazy.
person that you love most in this life. And then in some crooked way, you start feeling that, you know what, if they don't lay that down on you, they don't love you. So you need to feel that way.
That's literally
You know
how
what I
I viewed it. Like if she hit it on me,
She
I
loves
mean
you.
she
She
loved
gives
me.
a
Oh, she
fuck.
loved
Yeah.
me. She care about me. Like
Woo.
nah,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, cycle right there.
But I'm not gonna whoop my my son. It's like I don't want him to fear me. Just like a lot of a lot of religion, they kind of make you fear
respect through
God,
fear.
like you scared. Yeah, and I don't think you could really respect somebody through fear. Though.
Better to get it out of admiration.
Yeah, it's like I revere God. I don't want to disappoint him. You know, like so that's it's like a reverence. That's how I want it to be with my son. I want my son to look at me with reverence, where he like, man, I don't want to. I know my pops ain't gonna hit me. He ain't gonna, you know what I'm saying? He ain't gonna kill me, but like, I don't want to disappoint them because that disappointment, it feels so bad. Like that's how I feel with God.
Yeah.
So yeah, I want that dynamic with my son. Like he want to make me, he want to make me proud. Really make himself proud. He want to make God proud because, God is over me. So I'm a.
And
That's what it's
I
gonna
think that's
be.
important too. And one of my boys, man, shout out to my boy Jonathan, man, for his glory. We had a conversation, you know what I mean? And I have teenage daughters, man, and that shit is crazy, So it's you know, they're highly emotional beings, women are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Humans in general, but women especially, highly emotional, and raising daughters, is wild in the sense that, you're not always gonna understand. Like my oldest daughter, I raised her, right, her whole life. Um, she's a tomboy, man. Just like me. Just like me, bro. Looks like me, man, dressed like me. It's kind of crazy. So you see the influence being present, right? On what happens when you're present. But my boy, I was getting off subject, back to what my boy was telling me is I was raised by a spiritual individual who wasn't religious, right? But he was very, very spiritually in touch. And that's how I was raised, by a realist. You know what I mean? Somebody, but he believed that there was a God, but he didn't believe in organized religion. You know what I mean? And he believed that there was a home office, that the spirits went, you know what I'm saying? That was, it was, he had his own belief system, you know what I mean? And so that's how I was raised, So when I raised my oldest daughter, I raised her without a relationship with God, without a personal relationship with God. Like she knew I believed in God, and she knew that, you know what I mean? Like she knew the basics of it, be a good person. You know what I mean? Like don't sow evil seeds, be the most positive person you could be, treat people how you want to be treated, you know what I'm saying? And that there's a God up there. But I never pushed religion. I never pushed religion because religion was never a big part of my life.
Yeah.
So I was never brought up to think that you needed that in your life, right? That you needed a relationship with God in your life.
I think a lot of people think they like need the religion. It's like, I gotta go to church. Just
right,
like I said, that's just a plug.
right.
You gotta go. You could go to the source. Like, I don't go to church, but man, me and God have church every day.
I feel that.
I would be on a phone call with the homie going over Bible verses. That's church
For
right
real.
there.
No, for real. You know what I'm saying? They say wherever two or more people congregate, right? You know what I mean? But so what I was saying, I'll say all that to say this. My boy was telling me, what a lot of the issue is when you raise your kids, you need to raise your kids to know God.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That not only, you know what I mean, that do they have to follow your rules, but there's somebody above you with rules that need to be followed as well.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And he's more powerful than you. And we all got to answer to him. You know what I mean? And so, I saw that and I see that. You know what I mean? And my youngest son, he goes to the Bible study and he, he's interested in that and having a relationship with God. You know what I mean? But just that fear, being a God-feering person. But you as you would say, you reverence. You know what I'm saying? To
when I
revere
say
him.
God fearing, that's what I mean.
You know what I'm saying? When
Like
you say that,
reverence.
I think that's
God
that's
revering.
key. I think that's key for kids these days is to have that relationship with something higher than us.
And to see their
You know what I'm
parents
saying?
have that
And
same relationship.
be by example.
Yeah,
Yeah, they gonna,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they gonna listen to if they know it's something over me, like they gonna
And so
Yeah.
I felt that. I felt that deep. You know what I mean? So shout out to my dog, man, for his glory, man. It's like he's very like that cat, man. I love that guy, man. He's my brother, man, for sure. And
That's fire.
like you ever meet somebody like and like you just know like yo we finna be friends for like a long time, man. You know what I mean? That's how I felt when I met my dog right here. When
I
met
felt
him,
that when I went. Yeah, I
yeah,
met.
yeah. When I met my dog, Little P, you know what I mean? Like instantly, I was like, man, that's my dog right there, dog. Like, that's my dog. G, like you with me, now, dog. We gonna do some shit, dog. You know what I mean? Like, and we have though, huh? We have,
yeah.
dog. This been my
Yeah.
dog since then, ever
That's
since then.
tight.
You know what I'm saying?
That's beautiful.
So but so him bringing you here, you seem like the exact type of fucking individual that he would bring, bro. You know what I mean? You're on the same type of
That's tight.
you're on the same type of wavelength that he's on, bro.
Mm.
You're an intelligent individual. You know, you seem very spiritually in touch. You know what I mean?
Thank you, bro.
But you also seem like you have this hunger for knowledge and you want to learn, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like you see it
Yeah.
in your eyes, bro. You got this look in your eyes, bro. That's like
Bring
you're
me more.
intaking the
I'm
fucking
always
world. Give me
seeking.
more. Give me more. Give me
Yeah.
more.
Seeking,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? And I respect that, big dog. You know, I respect that.
Man, I
dog.
heard somebody say, shout out Jay Anthony. He said, "I know it all because I know I don't."
Woo!
Man, shout out Jay Anthony for that
right.
one. That was beautiful.
Yeah.
And that's exactly
jam.
how I feel.
That's a gem. That's
I
a
know I
gem
don't.
for
So I'm
sure.
always seeking. It's like it's gems in every moment, lessons in every little moment. God is always talking, and so I'm always looking for it. I'm always looking for him, man. And he everywhere, but he everywhere and nowhere at the same time. Like he elusive, but he there. Like it's crazy,
Straight up.
man. Omnipresent.
Yeah.
Shout out
yeah.
God.
Shout out God.
Shout out
Nah,
God.
nah, for real. I like the way this turned out like that. You know what I'm saying? You never know when the interviews are gonna turn out. You know what I'm saying? We all over the place, and we kind of have that type of mind state. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're a musician, you're a recording artist, but you're gonna step on here, and we might not even talk about no music type shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? No, I respect your talent and I respect your craft. You know what I'm saying? But I
Thank you.
definitely know that there's more to you than just rapping.
Yeah.
And we getting to see that right now. You know what I'm saying? And the people get to see that too, bro. You know what I'm saying? Mom Dukes, she God fearing?
Yeah. Mom's definitely.
You grow up going to church?
Yeah, she would make us go to church for sure.
Where did you grow up, dog? We should have asked that from the jump. Where,
How we getting how we get there? We get there how we get there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
where you grew up in? What, L.A.,
Oakland.
Oakland?
Yeah,
Oh,
grew up
shit,
in
that's
Oakland,
right.
California.
Oakland. Okay.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Damn,
Shout
bro.
out Oakland.
Bay Area.
Shit, bro. Okay. Damn.
Yeah.
That's right. Now, how'd you
Hey,
transition out here?
I know Rufflin. That's Rufflin. Oakland kind of rough, bro.
Yeah, it was turned up.
Yeah.
Turn.
But like when you in it, you know.
I hear that. It's
you
always the
is,
same
it's
shit.
yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
It's
When-
like
As
you
you're
in.
when you're a kid, it's kind of like
It's home.
We're
That's
just
what it
kids,
is.
bro. We're
Yeah.
just kids, bro. I ride the same bike I would have rode if you know what I mean? Like,
But now on the
feel like-
outside looking in though, or like being on the other side of it, it's like, wow, bro, I was 15 toting gun, 14, 15 toting guns. That's crazy. I was 15 selling crack, cutting up crack. That's crazy. Like 15? That's
man,
a
dog,
little
tell me a crazy
kid.
crack story, bro. Tell me a
Crazy
crack
Oh,
story,
I'll tell
bro.
you. I'll tell you a crazy crack story. All right, so I used to be in my neighborhood. I'd be on my bike, and I had my rocks, my bundle, and what I did was I ripped up heck of little pieces of paper, and I put C, and I put my number, my little boner, my burner number.
Yeah.
So you know, I'm out. I'm making my last rounds because like mom's. She wasn't letting me just stay out all night. I didn't have that luxury. Like she was like, "Nah, you gotta be in at this time." Like I had to check in. So
Okay.
I'm like, "All right." I bust my last knock. It was a new dude. So I bust a knock, and then I go in the house. He called me like 10 minutes later, like, "Hey, I need another one." So I'm like, "All right, man, I'm in the house." All right. So what I did was I turned the shower on, made it seem like I was in the shower. Climbed out the window, went to go bust a knock, and then I come back, right? And the window closed in the bathroom, the light off. I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, that's it for you.
I'm like, ooh, mom's. I guess she was trying to get my
Yeah.
attention, and I wasn't there, or maybe I was in there too long.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right. So my room window was over. I climbed through the window, my room window. Man, she gave it to me that night. I got whooped. Yeah, I got whooped
She
that
find
night.
out what you was doing or not?
She didn't find out what I was doing. Not
But she
yet.
knew you was out though.
Not yet.
Not
But
yet.
that's a whole nother story when she found out that I was selling crack.
Out there, I know there's like a couple people I know out that way, but like a lot of people about their money out there, like even from a young age, huh? You got y'all out there like really hustling, doing shit and bipping and all that, huh? Like
Bipping.
Yeah, I feel like just like everywhere else, bro.
Yeah, like everywhere, but I feel
Nah,
like
it's like out here, it's more like gangster shit.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
out-
saying?
out-
Like
out
out,
there, I
out,
think
like
it's
out
the-
here, it's more like, yo, you get put on
Yeah.
before you start learning how to hustle.
And like
you
up
know
there, I
what I'm
think
saying?
everybody up there, like everybody
About
up
that
there,
money
like
shit.
yeah, and
Money, money,
gangsters,
money,
all
money
that. They're about how fly they look, how like it's a different culture up there. I like that shit. Like
Yeah.
it's like some real fly shit. Just
take
It's a lot
your
of
ass over
gangster
there,
stuff
dog.
going on too, though.
yeah,
There's a
definitely.
lot of that going on too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Nah, man.
Not actual, not like red and blue gangs, but it's
Right.
more like cliques, which was gangs. Like they
Right,
got
right.
gang injunctions going on.
Yeah.
Out
You
there.
still getting some
The
gangster
crew I
shit.
was running
Yeah.
with was under the gang injunction.
Man, I
Oh,
think it was
shoot.
Oakland that dude was from that ended up riding Griselda Blanco. There was a
Oh,
dude, the
Oh yeah,
the
he's from
godmother.
Oakland.
He from
yeah.
Oakland, right?
Yeah, that was like her dude.
Yeah, he got into a dog. He is like,
She was trying to kill him and stuff.
bro, he wrote a letter to her. He wrote a letter. His boy was like, man, he wrote a letter. He was like, you writing a letter to her, man? You crazy, bro. She ain't finna read that shit, right? She read it, bro, and he got a phone call like, yo, whoa, you want to come over? Like, you know, man, he was going over there piping down Griselda Blanco, bro, in the facilities, dog, because she had it sewed up like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
That's
saying? Guards was
crazy.
looking different ways and shit, and then he became like the man out there in Oakland.
That's
He
crazy.
had all the bricks.
Bad.
He had all the bricks, bro.
That's
And then she's
crazy.
trying to whack that fool or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, she tried to whack him.
She tried to whack him and shit.
Yeah, I
gotta
definitely
go.
to say Oakland is about its paper for sure.
Oakland's
Hustling, whether
crazy.
it's
Yeah,
you
the
selling
Bay Area
drugs.
they definitely got different type of vibes, bro.
That's right.
And out here for sure.
When did you come out this way?
2012. So yeah, after I'd
You've been out here for 12, 13 years. Huh?
yeah, 2012. College got me out here, bro.
Oh, okay.
Saved my life,
Oh
bro.
shit.
Went to Cal State Dominguez.
Oh.
What?
Yeah, that's right. That's right by the city. That's right.
Yeah. Thank you,
Damn,
bro.
dog, that's
yeah,
dope,
that's
bro.
right.
So yeah, with that case that I had caught, they had instead I was supposed to go to camp for like 6 months, but I still had action at going to college.
So they saw
So,
that and they was like,
Yes,
yo,
they let me do the ankle monitor,
hey.
and then I completed high school, and
Damn,
yeah,
dog.
man,
So you were thugging and you still graduated and went to
I
college.
was able to graduate, bro. Got into one school,
That's
which
dope.
was
Shit.
Dominguez
And that's the
Hills.
school you went to.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Take me, dog. Yeah, for real.
I was that was like my ticket to LA, and man, it really saved my life, bro.
Were you rapping already?
Yeah, I was already rapping. Yeah, so I've
Okay.
been rapping since I was 13.
Shit.
Oh, okay, dope.
First song was called "Strapped Up."
Damn, fool.
The first song, 13 years old.
So you kind of
Strapped
manifested that type of shit.
Yeah. I think
Because
I think
you ended
what
up getting busted for a loaded strap because you was strapped up.
Yeah, I always had a strap, bro.
Were you? I mean, did you have a strap because shit was really like you were really thugging, or did you have a strap because like you was just like, yo, I want a strap, bro. Like everybody got a strap. Like was fools really after you, dog?
I think a little bit of both, bro. A little
boy,
bit of
you know,
both.
All right,
Yeah,
you
like,
keep it real, right? You
yeah,
at least you
nah, for
keeping
sure.
it real.
I-
You know what
I
I'm saying? I
think-
respect that.
I think all that stuff was like really for acceptance, bro. I think
at
it
the
all,
end of
I
the
think
day,
a lot of people is in it just to be accepted.
because you always got a choice.
You always, yeah, definitely, bro.
Right?
Like I didn't
You
have
always got a
to
choice,
go
right?
that way.
No matter
bro.
how bad the situation that you in, you
Yeah.
always got a choice, right?
Yeah, I didn't have to go that way, but I thought, this is what I gotta do to be a man. Okay, this was gonna give me respect. Man, say less. Sign me up, bro.
What made you think like that?
Man, I didn't. My pops wasn't. He was there. Like my pops was active up
Right.
until I turned like 11 years old, and then he was just gone one day. Yeah, he was struggling with addiction.
With addiction?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll do it, bro.
Yeah, alcohol addiction.
Oh, man.
So it's like 11 years old. That like I just got to middle school. This around the time where I'm really coming into my oats. That's what he would always say. Like, you feeling your oats? When you start feeling your oats, that's what he always say. You feeling your oats? But I'm coming into myself, and it's like it's no man around to show me right from wrong or to be the example. So I'm looking at all the homies the rappers, the people in my neighborhood, oh, they getting respect. They respect it. I want that. So I gotta do what they doing. All right, say less. Sign me up, bro. Sign me up. Yeah. My cousin on that time, everybody love him and respect him. Yeah. I'm seeing him with the hammers. I'm like, okay, say less. I want to be like cuz. That's who I was looking up to for real. Yeah. I want to be like my cuz, man. He got the women. He getting money. He popular.
Bay Area, man. The whole, the whole 16 game up there, man. The pimp game is crazy up in the Bay, man. I know you said you did your fair share of hustling, man. You ever kind of get your feet wet?
Yeah, I was a boyfriend pimp.
A what?
I was a boyfriend pimp.
What does that even mean?
Explain that. Yeah, explain boyfriend.
Like,
come on, man.
Like my girlfriend was already in that life, and then so I was just like, she was doing her thing, and she would just.
You got turned out.
She would give me half of whatever she did at the time when we was together. So I was like,
so you didn't mean to be no
I'm
pimp.
Kissing her, like that's like my girl. I'm got real feelings for her, but she out.
But she working
her thing, yeah,
trapping.
So I was like boyfriend pimping. I wasn't with the slapping. I don't do none of that. Okay. Like I always say, I don't got a pimp bone in my body, But
yeah, you definitely had a pimp pocket.
I was I ain't gonna lie, man. Man, she was a great woman. Like shout out her. Like she was a great woman, and she also, I feel like being with her showed me, like I can have the finer things in life. Like, okay, like I can have this. Cause before I didn't have it, I would look down on it. Then I had it and it's like, oh no, like I can have this. So then I feel like, so at one point it would be like, man, I ain't wearing no designer. And then I got with her, I'm wearing all designer. And then I had to even out
after her.
Now I don't even feel like
fun
I need
check.
That.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny, bro.
Damn, what a trip, bro. So how did how do you even
stripper.
get into a situation like that? Like your girlfriend, you meet your girlfriend. Obviously, you didn't know she was pulling tricks, right? When you made her your girl, or did you know already? Oh, you a wild man.
I had an idea.
You had an idea?
I had an idea from someone. Yeah, I kind of had like a little tip.
How do you have an idea, bro, from someone about your girl? Before you even got with her, you had an idea?
Yeah, because somebody had told me about her, basically, like told me that I should get on her. I'm like, all right, I just shot my shot, and it just ended up going in, and then it just happened, bro.
Oh, so you were on some premeditated pimp shit.
Kinda and then kinda not. It was just like the homie told me, like I didn't think I was gonna be pimping, but
it's like, yo, knocker.
Yeah, man.
Just happened,
man. Damn, C5.
That's right.
Yeah. What was your pimp name?
What was my pimp name?
Yeah, I know you had something fly. You didn't even come across.
Look, I wasn't sending her though. Like I wasn't like go do.
She was already working. She was bringing back the bag.
Working. Yeah. She just was generous enough to share what she made with me, being that I was her boyfriend.
You know what? I've come across that situation, not with myself, but different cats, like a lot, bro. When I hear cats stories about it, like, yo, I got turned out. Like she turned me out. Like I never would have thought like I'd have been into pimping or nothing like that. But yeah, she turned me out type shit. I hear that. Yeah. I hear that type of shit. Now you weren't turned out. It's it seemed like you kind of knew. You know what I'm saying? So you was just like, "What's up, girl?" You know what I mean?
Like I knew what time she was on,
like
and I was expecting.
Like
to
you
get
had
paid.
a feeling. Like you had a feeling, right? You said somebody told you about her, right? That you
like somebody kind of tipped me off, told me that I should shoot my shot. And I was like, okay. I just shot the shot. It just happened to go in. And then
how does she tell you, like, yo, daddy, I'm like
how does she say it like that?
How does she break the news to you?
After we like was talking for a bit, she broke it down to me. Like she was honest. Like she's actually a great woman, man. And I wish her the best, bro. Like
damn, are you still are you still in touch with her?
Nah, we not in touch no more.
Don't lie, dog.
Nah, we not in touch no more.
All right, man.
Yeah.
So can I be? I'm just kidding, dog. I'm just fucking around, man.
You can do whatever you want to do, man.
But, nah, man, that's cool, man. So I mean, she was.
This is fun. I never talked about this.
One person, like a person would be like, man, a prostitute, man, like you're holding her in high regard, bro. She a sex worker, man. Like,
Yeah.
why do you hold her in such high regard, bro?
Like, why did I like her?
Yeah,
Or,
why
like,
did
love
no,
her?
like now, like why do you like she was out there, you know what I'm
Hey,
saying, pulling tricks, but you still like, yo, she's a good woman, bro.
She
Like,
a great woman, man.
you know what I mean? Like, what about her was such a great woman?
I think she meant well. She got a good heart. She didn't have to do what she did for me, which helped me a lot at the time. Yeah, she opened her doors to me, and yeah, bro, like she not evil. Like she a good person. Like, so, and I don't just cause she doing something that, you know, God might not be proud of, or she might not be proud of, or the world frowns upon, I don't think that makes her a bad person. Like, look at Mary Magdalene in the Bible.
Yeah.
You know, she was a prostitute, and everybody wanted to stone her, and then Jesus stepped in and saved her. Basically, told everybody, "Hey, thou who has not sinned, cast the first stone." So, like, I've done a lot of things in my life, and I don't identify with them things. I don't think those things like make me who
Define you, yeah.
define me. So yeah, I feel like the same with her, man. I don't know. I see people for who they are, man,
That's right.
and feel like she was just in a situation that I don't know. Maybe her childhood brought her to. She hadn't healed yet, and you know, I at the time I think she was on her way out of it. So you know, I hope she out of it now. And
That's right.
yeah, man. Shout out her, man. Hey, I love you. It's all love.
That's right.
Go ahead and say her name.
Nah, I ain't
Nah,
gonna
I'm
say
just
her
kidding.
name.
I'm just fucking with you, dog, man. Shout out to
Nah,
you,
that's
girl.
right.
I hope you're doing good, man. I hope
Yeah.
you stay on 2 feet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I believe
But,
she is. I think
you know,
she doing great.
yeah, bro. I mean, you know what I mean? I hope, you know, but you got to get off your ass in order to get on your feet. You know what I'm
I
saying?
really think she should like start telling her story, man. For real.
Man, on some soft white undersauce.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Man, that's what I'm saying. Like, hey, you take your power, like you take your power back when you put it out there. Like, I talked about my porn, I talked about the boyfriend Pimp, and
Woo!
I get ahead of everything.
Yeah.
Because now it's mine. I owned it. What you gonna say? You
That
can't
part.
say nothing about me. And I learned that from 8 Mile. The last battle
Yeah.
when he was rapping.
Oh, yeah.
about
Damn,
himself.
tell some shit that they don't know already know about me.
Come
you know what I
on.
mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell it,
No,
what do
for
you say?
real
Tell these
talk.
folks something they don't know about me. I owned it. What?
Yeah.
It's mine.
Yeah.
What you gonna do?
Yeah.
Nah,
yeah.
real talk. Charlie Sheen, that's how he was forced to come out being HIV positive, because he was being held ransom. He was paying ransom to this chick, bribe money. You know what I'm saying, to the chick who gave it to him, and she was like, "Man, I'm finna out you to this whole world," and he was giving her like 300 bands a month, bro. You know what I mean, just to keep her quiet. And he was like, "Dog." He goes, "I had a meeting with my accountant, dog." And he was like, "You might have to come out with this shit because we finna be broke. You keep paying this bitch this shit." You know what I mean? And he goes, "Man," he goes, "I took my power back." You know what I mean? Like, I took that back, bro. So he came out, and he came out on all the major platforms and did his promo run, or you know what I'm saying? And,
Wow,
and
look
he
at
came
that.
out, and he was like, "You know what? This is fuck it."
And
sure.
probably inspire some people, make some people not feel as alone.
Dog, the good it did. You know what I mean? Not only in his life, but
Yeah.
possibly the other people's as well, bro. You know what I mean? So I like that, bro. You gotta own it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And don't
man.
be ashamed of these, you know, these stories, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like the person that you are today, bro, is a culmination of all those experiences
Right.
and all those stories, bro. You know what I'm saying? And,
Right.
and it's like, that's like, look, you know, I saw this meme the other day that said, you know what? Tomorrow you wake up and it's the 90s. The last 25 years have all been a dream. What's your next move?
Tomorrow you wake up and it's been the 90s.
Tomorrow you wake up in the 90s.
In the 90s.
Uh-huh.
And the last 25 years has just been a dream. What's your next move?
Praise
know what
God.
Whoo! Whoo!
Straight
You know what I
up.
mean? Like, damn, bro. You know, what's your next move, man? Bro,
Talking to
I don't
God.
know, bro. You know, it's hard to know my next move when everything that I've ever done made me who I am today. You know what I'm saying? Gave me my
Oh.
kids today.
Mm.
Gave me you know what I'm saying? So what, you know what I mean? Knowing what I know now, I do it all over again, baby.
Yeah. I'll
I
just
do it the same all
tweak
over
certain
again.
little things here and there. Go
I'd
through the
make
same
it.
life.
I'd make
but-
it, then go find my baby mamas. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I'd go through all that
I'd be
life.
like, all right, I'm
certain
ready.
Shit, and
I'm
then,
ready
you
now.
know,
Nah, man, I'd do it all over again, the same. You know what I mean? Because I couldn't fathom waking up tomorrow without having my kids. You know what I'm saying? Without having my mom's the way she is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, a couple things could be done different, dog. But if you did them different, what would happen? What would that change, bro?
It could change everything.
It could change everything.
On some
One
fucking
little
Back to the
detail
Future shit.
taken out of the story could change the whole
Some hot tub time
butterfly
machine,
effect. You know what I mean?
If you didn't walk to the store and get them hot chips that day, like
Woo!
even that little thing,
That little thing, dog, could, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so that bring, you know, I say that to say this. And what I told you the other day is I was listening to a billionaire give his testimony, you know what I mean? And somebody who, I guess, has gotten and achieved the type of things that we as humans want to achieve, you know, business owner, fucking extremely wealthy, taking care of his family. You know what I'm saying? Like he's the patriarch, you know, of the family. And he was saying, I was telling my boy Little P the other day, it's like everything matters, bro. Everything matters. Every little thing that you do matters, bro, to the outcome. You know what I'm saying? On that outcome, bro. But if you decided to, if we all decided to just chill at home today and play COD, or you know what I'm saying, or I just decided to edit, or I just decided to lay in my bed today, bro. It all matters. You know what I'm saying? The fact that we all got together right now, you know what I mean, and went
This
through what we're going
matters.
through. This matters. You know what I mean? What every word that you're saying in this interview right now matters, bro, towards
What
what's
you
going to happen in
decided
the
to
future,
say,
bro.
what you decide
You know what
not,
I'm saying?
all that matters.
Like everything matters. The
my
negatives,
son
the
probably
positive.
gonna watch this one day.
You know what I mean? Yeah, bro.
Crazy.
And
It's
that's
gonna matter,
and it's gonna matter.
It's gonna
You know?
matter, bro.
And that's what we need to understand, bro.
when we make decisions,
When we make
do
these
shit,
decisions, dog,
and plan
you know,
shit.
that it's gonna matter. It's gonna matter, dog. Down the line, some way, somehow, it's gonna matter, dog. So make your next step the right step.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And sometimes sometimes you gotta take the wrong step to lead you to the right step.
And that's when
Facts.
we start taking the different type of L's, right?
Mm-hmm.
The learnings. You know what I'm saying? Right? So then we either win or we learn. We take that L with us.
I think if you learned, you won.
Yeah. Straight up.
Yeah.
And that's what we doing, man, ultimately, right? That's what we doing in this whole thing, this whole game of life, right? We just learning. That's all we doing is learning, bro.
That's why, like, ever since I was younger, I was trying to think, like, I'm picking up all the, like, you know, little fucking sayings, little things, like, they're all little, like, cheat codes to life. I think, like, your spirit will be full and happy. Like, you move on to another realm when you collect all of those, like, all those little teachings, those lessons, all those, you know, fucking.
It's almost like Buddhism, or what is it? Hindu, you reincarnate once
to
you
come back and
reach enlightenment. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
but
Like
I
you're
think-
able to move on.
Yeah,
once
once
you've
you-
reached that.
Yeah, I feel
You
like
know,
once you
that
figure
fulfillment.
out all those, you know, tips and tricks to life, and you're like, oh no, instead of doing like this, you know, like don't count your chickens before the eggs hatch, or don't do, you know, all those. Once you learn all those little fucking little things, I think that's when your spirit's like, all right, we're ready for the next fucking realm.
So you think it's like a next after this? Like, what y'all think is after this?
I think.
I don't know. I don't know, bro.
For sure,
I know
but-
that there's some form of existence after this. I know there is. I know there is.
You think it's
I've
like
Seen it. I haven't seen it, but I've seen it. Like my family's like spirits are a real thing in my family. You know what I'm saying? Like the existence of spirits and ghosts, and you know what I mean? Like the spiritual beings, like that is real in my family. You know what I mean? And with Puerto Ricans, it's a real big thing. You know, it's like a really real thing. You know, ghosts and shit. I mean, we believe in the chupacabra. Like, what do
You seen a ghost
You know what I mean?
before?
Oh yeah,
Oh, you seen one?
spirits.
Like a ghost?
What I believe to be spirits, yeah, for sure, of course, yeah, definitely.
Did
And
it look
everybody-
like, did it look like the ghost like on the TVs?
Look like a ghost on the TV? Nah, it's more like I've never seen it directly on. It's more like something that you see at the corner of your eye and you look and it's gone. You know what I mean? Like that type of stuff. You know, um, usually a human form. You know what I'm saying? Looks like a person. You know, but I've seen them like in my house now. Right? I always see this older black dude. Always, always. Right? And I always saw it, and I was always wondering, well, like who the hell it was. Right? But turns out that an older black dude died in our house. You know what I mean? Before
Oh,
we
for
moved
real?
in, and I
Wow.
didn't even know that. You know what I'm saying?
And you feel like he like kind of stuck here? Or
I don't
something?
know what it was. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely felt that presence, and I would always see him in certain parts of the house. You know what I mean? And I went and I was like, yo, what's going on? I went and told moms. She was like, yeah, man. She broke it down, told me the story, and you know. But
You ever tried to talk to him?
no, no, bro, I don't. I don't really. I never really tried to speak to anything that I really ever saw like that. Really, you know what I'm saying? It was more like if I saw something like that, I more like just kind of stayed positive, like positive energy. You know what I'm saying? Never really thought I could speak to them, but more feel like they could feel my energy type shit. You know what I mean? I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I can't call it if it's a ghost, if it's, you know what I mean? Everybody in my family's got all sorts of crazy stories, bro, that'll blow your mind. You know, it man, give you goosebumps hearing them. You know what I mean? You know, but I don't know what it is, and I don't know, you know. But have you seen any ghosts ever?
No.
Never.
Heard crazy shit, but like visually seeing some shit.
What about you?
I ain't seen no ghosts, but I've definitely had some very interesting mushroom journeys where
Oh, bang.
people was popping up. You know who always pop up in my mushroom journeys, or who would? I ain't been on them in some time, but you know who would always pop up? Mac Dre.
That's dope.
Nah, dog, for real?
Yeah, Mac Dre.
That's dope.
He'd be like, Mac
For
Dre.
real?
Yeah.
Was this before or after his death?
Oh, this was after.
After.
Yeah. But yeah, man. Shout out Mac Dre.
Damn,
That's
what a
hard.
trip, dog.
Mac Dre, man.
What a trip, bro.
Come
I-
in, like-
you know, yeah, with his thiz face on.
It'd be hard to tell like what's real in those though, bro.
With
mushroom
shrooms,
trips,
with
yeah.
mushrooms, yeah, I've been on some crazy ass mushroom
It's like,
trips.
bro, like, you
I've been
can't-
on some lengthy ones. Never seen any spirits. Never seen anybody pop up like that.
Yeah,
You know,
no, I see like a face in the ground. It could be in the ground, like it just,
we've been in the mountains, you know, on a light shroom trip. You know what I mean? And like I've seen the planet breathe.
Oh yeah.
And all the water was a whole different
You know what I
color.
mean?
The
It was
mountains were a
wild,
different
bro.
color.
You know, so I've been on some crazy. What I've been wanting to
breathe.
try. What I've been wanting to try is DMT. You know what I mean? And that's and I've been wanting to try it. I'm a little scared.
Yeah.
I'm a little scared because of the stories that I've heard. You know, and just the experiences.
I've only
that
heard
you-
good experiences.
Exactly.
I think
But
I tried to.
that's
do it
why
one
I'm
time.
scared, bro. That's why I'm scared because I've seen it change people's lives.
Like,
you
for
know what I mean?
good?
Like for good, bro.
Oh,
but
yeah.
they've gone through like crazy experiences. You know what I mean? Like one of my boy told me he hit it. He hit a DMT pen and he held it in and he closed his eyes. And when he opened his eyes, he was running through the forest. And he was running through the forest and he goes, it was a rainforest. He goes, and I could feel the leaves on my face and I feel the water droplets. And he goes, and I looked at and he goes, and I was low to the ground and I looked at my hands and they were paws and they were jaguar paws. And he goes, I was running through and I felt the dirt in my claws and I felt, you know, and he was just like explaining this to me and I'm tripping out. And they go from that to the next trip he was in a spaceship that left this planet and took off and landed in a mothership, right? And he boarded the mothership and was looking to Earth and he saw Earth, right? He saw Earth from the ship and he starts hearing something say, "What are you doing here? you're not supposed to be here. How did you get here? How did you get here? And it was a being, it was a being from another planet. And he goes, that's when he goes, I almost snapped into it, and I started telling myself, remember all the machine boards that you're looking at. You know what I mean? Remember these fucking meters, these switches, these everything like that, bro. And he remembered it to the point where he could draw the shit, dude. And that's the shit that scares me, bro. You know what I mean? It's like, whoa, did you just go into another wavelength? Like, how am I gonna review? How am I gonna view religion after that? How am I gonna view God after that? Is everything gonna change? Am I gonna, and that's what scares me, bro, is like how it's gonna change me.
They say that shit.
Yeah, I think
ego.
I think you definitely gotta be careful for sure. Yeah.
Wild, bro.
You know what I noticed though, bro? Like I've been sober for some time now.
Uh-huh.
And man, I be feeling like I'm on shrooms, like
Even
sober, bro.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah, bro.
Isn't that weird?
I be feeling so high, bro. Yeah,
That's
like in a
tight.
good way. Yeah, I be feeling good, bro. I just be like, damn, like I feel so good.
Huh.
Man.
That's wild, man. You're just high on life then, man, right now. Huh?
Bruh, man, for real.
So I saw you earlier, man, when you were before we even started the interview, man. It looked like you were like harnessing some chi or something like that, man. Where you was
Harnessing some
You know what I'm saying? Like what was going on, man?
I just having a mindful moment, just
Okay.
Taking a second to just get grounded, get leveled. Just taking a second to just do nothing, bruh. I've been running around a lot. I've been doing a lot, so
Okay.
I did 10 minutes before I came here, but I just wanted to do a little bit, and I also prayed over the podcast.
Okay, I appreciate that. Yeah, man. I appreciate that
Yeah.
for sure. At first I was like, damn, man, he been on a crazy ass promo run. My boy just did he fall asleep right now?
Oh,
I
I
was like,
wasn't
damn, did he fall asleep? And then I was
Nah.
like, nah. I was like, nah, that ain't it. That
Yeah,
ain't
nah, I
it.
ain't
You know what
fall
I mean?
asleep, nah.
So speaking of the promo run, you said you went on. We seen you on Power 106,
Yeah.
Off the Radar.
Getting the music.
Yeah, those are dope. Those are dope, man. Dope bars, definitely a lot of substance, like you said.
What's real? I don't really hear. I'm not hearing you get too barry. You know what I'm saying? You're kicking real shit, bro. You know what I mean? You're kicking real shit. You're not too much shit that I really gotta think about it and I gotta break the bars down. You know what I mean? Like I hate that shit, bro. You know? Like I respect the lyricism, dog, but you kicking it real raw, real. You know what I'm saying? Real clean, bro. To the point.
Thank you, bro.
What I noticed also a few months back, and because like I said, I've been following you for a minute. One of the dope things I seen you do was the Kevin Hart thing, the food, right?
Yeah.
You want to break that down? That, and then also the Taraji P post.
Taraji P.
Yeah, you want to break those down? The Kevin Hart one first, and then.
Oh, man, I had a seed planted, and it was just like, use my gift to shine light on the things that I love. So, did Trader Joe's. I did Kevin Hart joint, a bunch of like establishments that like I like, So I was like, let me shine light on, and then it ended up bringing like building relationships from that.
Clever.
Yeah, and then even with the Taraji P, same thing. Like I'm inspired by these people. Like let me use my gift to get them their flowers.
Right.
While they here and not when they gone. And
That
yeah,
part.
man.
That
I
part.
feel like that built relationships and that created a lot of conversation within the culture and the culture really like it, bro. So
I seen she reposted that, right?
yeah, man.
How'd you feel when that
was
shit happened?
shoot.
That's major, bro. Kevin Hart, Taraji P.
Yeah, man. It's crazy. Like I felt like wow. Like I felt powerful. Like,
Yeah.
man, like I'm powerful, and then I've also felt like, man, you could positivity, bro. That's where it's at, bro. That's my lane, and shedding light. It's funny though, cause at the time I felt like I was going through a lot of spiritual warfare. It was like a lot of good things happening, but man, like, I feel like I was going through a lot of spiritual warfare at the time, bro. So I'm getting hundreds of thousands of followers, and like things that like, oh, I want this, but at the same time, I was going through a lot, and then I realized too, it's like that ain't the thing that's gonna like fulfill you, bro. I heard somebody say, man, I hope you get that million. I hope you get that billion that you going for. So just so you could see, before you, and I hope it don't take you your whole life, just so you could see that that's not gonna be the thing that bring you fulfillment, bro. Like, nah, it's not. It's not gonna bring you the fulfillment you think it is, man. But like I said though, I wanted to say earlier too about like we getting money too though. Like we get money. Money is essential in this life. Like you need to have money. But everything changed when I realized like I'm the bag. I'm the bag, bro. And the energy I emit is gonna be a reflection of my bank account or like my just my life. But I'm the bag, bro. Like I'm not placing all my value on money when I know it's me. It's my energy, bro.
That's right.
So yeah, and then I feel like once I kind of got that outlook, everything started changing for me.
Everything's like kind of start falling together and shit.
Yeah, and just bro. Like my self-worth is through the roof right now, man. It used to be really low, bro. But like I said, it been since August, since I got out my last relationship. August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April. So not even just 9 months, bro. Of really just being with myself, bro, has completely changed my life, bro. And like I said, my self-worth through the roof, bro. I feel so confident in myself, and I never let nobody like rob me of just this feeling, how I feel about myself. What I said, I don't want baby if it's gonna cost me my autonomy. Like, I'm cool, bro. Nah, I'm not giving that up. No.
You know what I heard right now? Is that it took 9 months, so we could call it a rebirth.
That's what I feel like. A rebirth. I feel like a whole new person, bro.
That's right.
Yeah. Like I said, though, the worst things that could have happened to me be the best things, bro. So like that was one of the worst things. It was very breaking up with the mother of my child and the family being broke. Like I had kind of wanted that, but I want to be the best version of myself rather than keep something together that's not bringing the best out of me.
I feel that.
I feel that, man.
Yeah, and I've learned so much in that time, bro.
Nah, bro, and only God knows, man, the volumes in which it's gonna affect your son in more of a positive way.
Facts.
Watch you change yourself and be a better person. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't take you as a cat who's not present in your son's life. You know what I'm saying?
I was with him today, man. We was
So
rocking.
not only are you present, not only are you present, but you're leading by example. You know what I'm saying?
Man, that's what I be thinking, bro. Like every move I make, every time a camera in front of me, I be like, man, my son gonna see this one day.
Yeah.
My son gonna see this one day.
He brings his son in. I bring my daughter in, bro. They watch us. You know what I'm saying? So, like he will watch you, bro. He is gonna watch you. It's not, he will watch this one day, bro, and he will get into and he will tear some shit up looking to see who Pops was. You know what I'm saying? In his heyday. You know what I'm saying? Because he's gonna want to know. That's gonna help him answer questions about himself too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
shout out to you for that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Using every platform that you get on as a route for, to unleash positive energy. You know what I'm saying? That's dope, bro. Shout out to you, dog, for sure.
Thank you, bro. Hey, if it's not positivity is player, and if it's not positivity, it's poverty, bro. Even if you get rich off it, bro, your spirit not rich, you poor.
Yep.
Yeah, man. This is just what works for me, man.
Word. I feel that. You know what I'm saying?
And that's why I do what I do, because a lot, like throughout my life, I felt alone, and it's not a good feeling. But I also feel like that was a gift. Me feeling that feeling was a gift for me now to provide people with the knowing that you're not alone in what you're going through. So that's why I be so vulnerable in the music, and I always talk about. I try to talk about the things that nobody gonna touch on. Nobody talking about porn. I mean, there is people, but not a lot of rappers gonna talk about that they be watching porn or they got a porn
Be
addiction.
vulnerable, not because we're not in the because that's not popular. That's not popular in the
Yeah,
rap game, bro. You know
but
what I mean?
it's
Being vulnerable and being, I just interviewed a Christian rapper by the name of Bizzle. Um, and I asked him, you know what was if you got a message to the rap game, what's your message to the rap game? You know? And he goes, man, I challenge. It's a challenge. I challenge all you rappers, man, just to be yourself.
that part.
To be yourself, to be vulnerable. You know what I'm saying? To keep it real. You know what I mean? Yeah, you know what? If you was really out there, with the gunplay and busting guns, you know what I'm saying? Like, tell them how you really felt after you dropped that body. Tell them how you couldn't sleep or how you threw up all over yourself or you pissed on yourself or you know what I'm saying, or that you felt like that you was going to hell for the next fucking 6 months because you couldn't handle it. Be real. Don't go out here telling these people glorifying this and then calling it a depiction. You know what I'm saying? Like, I challenge the rap game to keep it real.
I think being yourself is the hardest, easiest thing you'll ever do.
Nipsey said being you pays off. You should try it for yourself.
Man, but it take a lot of work.
Courage.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage, bro, to
yeah.
get rid of that programming, that machismo programming that you've been programmed by the streets, by the block, by your comrades, by you know what I'm saying, by maybe your
Family,
parents,
yeah.
by maybe your parents. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like by anybody, that programming that was put into you. You know what I mean? It's hard to give that up, bro, because you know what? That protected us. That protected us in them streets, bro. You know what I'm saying? I tell you what, being vulnerable didn't protect me. You know what I'm saying? Telling my boys that, I cried that my mom left me, you know what I'm saying, every night. That didn't help me. You know what I'm saying? Telling my boys that I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Telling my boys that I don't give a fuck about none of that.
But I think
that
being
helped me.
But I think being vulnerable actually do protect you from all the people and being your true self protect you from all the
Right.
people that's
And that's the
not
truth.
meant to be around you.
But that's the truth that we don't know. You know what I'm saying? That we don't know. If we did know it, right, and we did understand it to be the truth that we should know and believe, right, then we wouldn't believe that being macho was what protected us in the streets. You know what I'm saying?
You know, I think upholding that image that ain't really you prolonging all these people that ain't supposed to be around in your life. You prolonging
Yep.
their
Yep.
existence in
Yep.
your life.
Yep.
I
That's
think
what
my
go
bad.
ahead.
I think a lot of it goes with too, like people feeling like they need to be a part of the tribe. You know what I mean? And if they're not, then they feel like, oh fuck, I'm not gonna be. You feel exiled or alone and shit.
yeah.
You know. So some people, I think they're scared to show their true selves for that reason because they want to be
being rejected.
accepted. Yeah, they want to be like I want everybody. You know, because I think that goes back to like a what do they call it? Like a natural instinct.
Primitive, yeah.
Yeah, you know, you
instinctive, yeah.
wanting to be a part of the tribe because if not, you're gonna be dead by yourself out there in the wild and shit. So I think that's something that kind of stuck with us and and people, and it's just passed down through DNA and shit, and just fucks us up like that in that way.
I tell my kids this, man, on first day of school, man. It's like, yo, just be you. Be you. The first day of school is the craziest part, is the craziest day of the year. You know what I'm saying? Because you got everybody trying to be somebody else to try to appease to somebody else. You know what I'm saying?
And you got 10 niggas wearing the same fucking panda dunks.
Well, then,
You know what I mean?
but then you surround yourself, like you said, with people that you're not supposed to be surrounded with. You know what I'm saying? If you are yourself, is what I tell my kids. If you are yourself, then the people that you are going to attract are the people that are supposed to be around you, the people that like you for you. Because if you are somebody else, and if you act like somebody else, then these people don't love you. They're like your representative. You know what I'm saying? They like who the fuck you. They like your portrayal.
Yeah, who
you know what I mean? They
portraying to
like
be.
that person. And guess what happens? You know what I'm saying? What don't
stop.
come out in the wash, come out in the rinse. There's gonna be a day that everybody's gonna see the real you. You know what I'm saying? And guess who's gonna hurt at the end of that day? You. You gonna hurt. Why? Because all these people gonna leave you. All these people ain't gonna fuck with you when they find out that wasn't you. They was fucking with you because that's who they thought you were. You know what I mean? And then you misled everybody, and now everybody don't fuck with you, and now you're by yourself.
Straight up.
Sheesh.
You know what I'm saying? You know, and that's how that goes. So you know what I'm saying. People urge your kids, man, be yourself on that first day of school, man. You know what I'm saying? Be themselves, because we want our kids to attract the people who are supposed to be around them, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
There's too many bad influences around here. You know, they're easily attracted to our kids. You know what I mean? Our kids just, you know, as they did us, right? You know, you were young, strapped up. You know what I'm saying? I was young, strapped up. You was young, playing with Barbies. You know what I'm saying?
Hell no.
But you know, but nah, for real, big dog, for real. So, but dog, man. So we know, we see what you've done, man. We see what you've done. We see what you're doing on the platforms, man. Rapping your ass off, spitting positivity, man. Tell us what we got to look forward coming from you, man, in the future.
That's a good question, man. I'm gonna just continue to be my best self, push this issue, bruh, and continue to just be a student of life, bro. I'm gonna continue to learn, and I'm gonna just keep throwing stuff at the wall. You know, I'm figuring it out like everybody else, man, and yeah, bro, I'm gonna just keep growing. I'm looking forward to just my growth.
Man, well, we looking forward. We looking forward to seeing the progression, big dog.
On a smaller scale, I got some albums coming out. Man, me and my boy Stunner Man about to drop.
Shout out Stunner Man
Man
for
02.
sure.
Okay, yeah, shout out.
Yeah, we
Stunner.
about to drop a collab project, so I'm very excited for that. You know, God been good to me out now. Make sure y'all get that. I got merch. The merch going crazy right now.
Oh man, we need some merch, man. We can
Yeah,
rock on the
yeah,
set,
man, I would have
dog,
had
you know what I
some,
mean?
but
Yeah, don't even trip.
the order come in on the 22nd, bro.
Dope.
But yeah, I gotta get y'all right though.
Hell yeah, man.
Ready?
Hell yeah.
We ready?
We'll
Yeah,
rock that
hell
shit.
yeah, hell yeah.
But yeah, bro, I'm gonna just keep going, bro. I think that's all we gotta do, bro. We just gotta keep going.
Keep moving, man.
We gotta
moving.
keep going, and I think it's so important to persevere through all the problems. Like, it's gonna be problems. We always gonna have something to solve in our life. It's gonna always be a problem to solve, but we gotta persevere through them problems, man. Because if we wait for the problems to go away, we gonna be waiting forever. Bro. But we gotta just keep going, man. Keep going.
Yeah.
Don't stop. Keep going.
I feel that, man. I feel
Never
that.
give up. Never give up, bro. If you feel it in your heart, feel it in your spirit. I don't care how many times they tell you no. Keep going, man. What I say in the song, I said, I kept going when they told me no. They thought it killed my ego, but only gave me more. Come
that
on,
part,
man.
Hell yeah.
That part.
Yeah.
Nah, man, for real. So, okay, where can the people find you?
Man, they can find me on the other side.
That's right.
But they can find me at official C5 on Instagram and TikTok, and official C5 _ on Twitter. Just C5 on all the DSPs like Apple Music and Spotify. And you can also find me at your local grocery store, your local Trader Joe's. You might find me in the produce section, getting a couple good things for the crib. You might find me walking down the street with my son. You might find me on the Sauce Podcast,
That's
man.
right.
Yeah, man. You can find. I'll be outside, bro. I'll be outside when it's necessary. I don't just be outside. I'll be outside with intention, man. So, yeah, man. I'll be around, man. I'm for the people, man. I love the people. So, like, no matter how big I get, that's one of my goals, to still be able to go outside, go to the grocery store, be able to go to touch the people. I'm for the people, man. And when you impact the people, bruh, you gonna be taken care of. So focus on pouring into the people. That's what I would say, man. Pour into the people, and they gonna pour back into you.
Damn.
Get what you give, man. You get what you give, man.
Man, you get what you
Man,
give.
well, that being said, man, I appreciate you falling through, man.
Yes, sir.
Man,
Thank
bless
you.
for
Blessing
having
us
me.
with this interview, big dog. It's
Yeah,
been a
man.
good conversation.
Really
Thanks
dope.
for blessing
Really
me
dope.
too.
Nah, likewise, big dog. That's an easy call. You know what I'm saying? I definitely want to get you in for a listening session, man, right here at Bard Oat Milk Cafe.
I
Yeah,
can't
man.
wait. Let's do it,
Yeah,
man.
let's do it, man. Let's get you booked up, big dog, man.
Let's
So
put that on. Let's put a date on it today.
okay,
Yes,
yeah, we
sir.
will. No, we will before you get up out of here. Man, so
Any shout outs you want to give out?
yeah. Oh yeah,
Anybody?
you got any shout outs, man? You want to get
Man, shout out God.
That's
off
right.
top?
First
Don't
and
do it
First and
live.
foremost, yes.
Man, shout out y'all.
Thank
Shout
you.
out you,
Thank
dog.
you. Thank you.
Man, shout out y'all for being I don't know y'all like that, but just from the energy, man, I believe that y'all, I got good faith that y'all good fathers.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Appreciate you, dog.
So
Appreciate
shout
that,
out y'all for being good fathers. And,
I definitely believe I could always be a better dad. You know what I'm saying? But I also think that's key.
mhm.
You know what I'm saying? There's always, it's kind of half full type thing. You know what I mean? We could always be better dads. You know what I mean? No matter how.
Always room
So
for
I appreciate
improvement.
you, yeah. But I appreciate you for that for sure, man. You a real one.
I want to shout out my boy Term. That's how I actually found out about you and everything. My boy Term, I think y'all used to. I'm not sure if y'all went to school together, and he did like producing.
Term?
Yeah, Jose.
I gotta see it.
He's a
see
tall
him.
Mexican dude, got glasses, skinny,
He
kind
went-
of skinny. But he used to produce.
You gotta be more specific, bro. Tall
Term,
Mexican dude named
Term,
Jose. That's
it's like T3
3
RM.
Yeah,
Yeah, I gotta put the face to the name again. I don't know if we went to school, but yeah, shout out Term, bro.
yeah. That's
Thank you.
Shout out to homie Term, man. Put me on to the homie right here. So thank you.
Yeah,
Appreciate
shout
you.
out Baron for letting us use the space.
off
Yeah.
top. Shout out BD, man.
Yeah, Slick.
Shout out to Slick, man. Shout out to the whole compound, everybody that's, conglomerizing synergetically, you know what I mean, to make nothing but positivity happen in the space that we in.
Yes, sir.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Shout out to C5. Shout out to my brother Little P, man. Shout, out
Shout
to every
God Smoke,
man.
man.
Shout out to me, man. Shout out to everybody who's gonna watch this, man. Subscribe. You already know the deal, man. I'm not gonna spit all that to you, man.
I do got a couple more shout outs.
Oh, let's hit it.
All
Let's
right.
go. Let's
Hey,
go.
shout out the team, man. The other side. Shout out Drew mixed it, man. He mixed the whole album.
Hey.
Shout out Danny Major. He shoot all the videos. Shout out all the producers from Rich Dog to DJ Elevate, Salado. Shout out Cleesus. Shout out Black Shadow. I think that's everybody. Oh, shout out Federico for the cover art. Me and him done a bunch of them. Shout out Federico. He go crazy, man. You need some cover art, holla at him. Yeah, man. Shout out my boy Sam. My boy Sam always behind the scenes, making things shake, bruh. Always coming up with innovative ideas and just always just been down and believing in me and what I got going on, what we got going on, man. Shout out the whole team, everybody that's behind me, everybody that's supported me, man. Shout out my mother. Shout out my pops.
Mom, dude.
Shout out my little brother, my niece. Hey, we get here all day, man. Shout out all
For real.
hey, shout out Kente. Shout out all the people that love me, man. And there's so many more. I'll be here all day.
That's right, man.
And we'd be here all day with you if we needed it, man. Don't even trip, big dog. We got you, man. Well, you know what? It was a pleasure having you on, big dog.
Mm-hmm.
You already know who we are, man. Man, we the Sauce Boys, and we out.
Sir.
We got to clap it up for that one, bro.
Yeah.